Hello! Welcome back to Aviary Attorney. We've gathered all the evidence. We've examined the crime scenes. We have some idea of what might have gone on that fateful night. Well, actually, we have no idea, because we found... Can we access our inventory from here? No, but we can access it from our office. Here we go. It's trial day! Stop messing around! We need to head to the courthouse already! Yes, I know, Sparrowson, but I need to find what I have in my inventory, like a cigar. We have a cigar, a clock with missing hands, a studio photograph, some missing silverware, a steak, a red herring, a camera, and Petroi's letter. Something tells me some of these might not be so important. Do we have... Right, we've got 19 francs, we've got a bunch of guys. Oh, Robitio. And we have a case to solve. So, let's get back to it. It's trial day! Why, it was just... No, we're going to be late! Yes, come on, Sparrowson, come on. To the Palais de Justice. Falcon and Sparrow stand inside the marble portico of the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Sparrowson. Are you nervous, Falcon? No. Actually, wait. No, I prefer ... It seems to have served me well in the past. ... Sparrowson. That bad, huh? Sparrowson. Dots. Monsieur Falcon. Petit Sparrowson. Is there anything you need me to do? No, we've got a handle on things. Falcon was telling me how confident he was feeling about the case. Well, that is wonderful. I just know he will pull through. Let's move it along, fellas. I'll be watching from the inside. Do your best. For me, Monsieur Falcon. Oh, we will. Are we, ready? Yes, we're ready. It's a rabbit. And it's a stork. I was expecting the judge to be an owl, but I will take a groovy stork. Judge Maxime. Alright. What kind of voice does Judge Maxime have? Alright, settle down, everyone, settle down. Is everybody here? J.J. Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Rupert Rabbington, present. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. I'm too close to Sparrowson, aren't I? Oh, darn, that's not it. Oh gosh, what are my notes? Ha! I knew it! Knew what? His voice is exactly like mine. Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all my classes. Oh! Was he smart? Nah, he was scored second worst marks in the class. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams on the luck of his two rabbits' feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trial in the bag. Oh, that's good to know. But say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then who scored the lowest? I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Oh, here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. And the jury are all present. Judge Cornel? Alright. That's a... Is that a raven or a penguin? It's some kind of blackbird. Too many voices. All present! It's always Sparrowson. I always default back to Sparrowson. Bloody hell. Alright. All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Hey, Falcon! I thought there were only 6 members of the jury in cases like this. Why do I count 8?
Oh, those 2 birds with the funny hats are assessors, the associated judges. Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Kathleen de Mao. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand.
Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay. I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Valerti, to the witness stand.
Inspector Valerti, please approach the stand and recite the oath. As you will, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record.
My name is Inspector Just Valerti. I'm a servant to the law, a scourge on the gutter rats that plague this city.
That's racist.
I've enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago.
Let's stick to the questions, Inspector.
Of course, Your Honor.
Oh, great. I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling, cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with the lawful goody two-shoes. I'll bet your skull would turn his own mother if he saw littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you're the lead investigator on this case?
That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime.
Then perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival.
Absolutely! Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Roguel. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Kathleen de Miao. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Granway with his blood on her paws.
Well, that sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor.
Bloody paws? Nobody told me that detail.
Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony.
Of course, I know this.
You may... Oh, damn it, voices.
You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon.
Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony. It is exactly Phoenix right. Say the key phrase you find suspicious, and Falcon will press the witness for information. Ask the right questions to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing for pointless detail. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Select a statement to question. Well, the housemaid. I think the housemaid seems suspicious. And the blood on her paws. Blood on her paws is definitely important.
Inspector, you say Dame Kathleen had blood on her paws? Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. How much blood was there? How much blood was on the lady's paws, Inspector? Enough for it to be clear that she had dirtied her hands. On the victim's body, we noticed blood under the suspect's nails, around her fingertips, and even a little around her mouth.
Her mouth? Oh, how vile.
The inspector's answer seems pretty definitive.
Do you have another question about the blood on Dame Kathleen's paws? Not as of... Oh, of course, because she had the steak. Of course she had the steak. Yes, I do have another question. Whose blood was it?
Whose blood was it? What a question! It was Mr. Granway's, of course. How can you be so sure?
I object. This line of questioning it's absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Kathleen's paws could only belong to one person, Monsieur Granway. Judge! Fucking trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions. I can never remember this guy's voice, man.
I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Monsieur Falcon.
Do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone other than Monsieur Grenway?
I do! I do, Your Honor! Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Cataline's paws had nothing to do with the murder.
This is a foolish, time-wasting Falcon. If the blood on Dame Cataline's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did it come from?
The red herring!
No, the bloodied stick.
On the evening of the murder, Dame Catiline ate a bloody red steak! Is this true, Monsieur Rabington?
Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu.
Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well.
Wait, don't answer that, Inspector.
It is a possibility.
No.
Oh, intriguing. Oh, pretty convincing.
I gained a little favour. Hell yeah.
So, Inspector Volerti, it is possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater.
And then hold on for just 1 minute, Falcon. You're overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Catiline is an elegant bourgeois kitten. She is no doubt brought up with a flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten a steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners?
Oh, that's a good question. Or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happened, something was missing from that particular banquet. Something that forced Dame Catiline to eat with her paws.
It's really feeding me the answers, isn't it?
The red herring! Dame Catiline was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen.
Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report.
We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rogiel estate residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happened, Baron Rogiel approached us about this very subject last night.
Innocent, oh, what a twist! You gained a little favour with the jury.
What is the meaning of this? Bloody steak, misplaced silverware. Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you that I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force.
Then it is amazing that the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all. Ha! Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps a little inspecting for your next case.
Fine, so be it. Messieurs, until next time.
Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready. Of course, Your Honour. I call upon Monsieur Rabinio, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Rabinio, please approach a stand and recite the oath. I can't remember this guy's voice at all. I can't remember it, so I'm just going to make something up.
How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest.
Could the witness please introduce himself for the court record?
As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Robinio, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste.
2 is from Beep. You may have seen my works in hip magazines, Le Branche or C'est Chouette. I can send you tweets if you like. Oh dear.
What on earth is a tweet?
Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon, it's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are very impressive, Monsieur Robinio, but let's get down to business. Could you tell us your activities on the night of the murder? Very well. I was hired by Baron Rogiel to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed Baron Rogiel and left, like a true artist. And with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so that we could all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. That's not the picture that was taken. My word, that is an exquisite picture, isn't it? Let's see, who do we have here? That is not the same picture. Shenanigans! Shenanigans! In the middle, we see Baron Rogiel, the lion who hosted the event. On the left, Senor Pertois de Miao, the father of the defendant, Dame Cataline. And finally, we see the housemaid, Colleen Duhau, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, 2 people are clearly absent from this photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Gourmet. The second is the defendant, Dame Cataline de Miao. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree?
Just a moment, Monsieur Rabington. This proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That does not mean that they were in a garden together at that point.
Hold your horses, Falcon. We're not done yet.
The prosecution may continue.
Behind the photograph subjects, we see the wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Now, why is the time significant? Well, as Monsieur Valetti told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi for the time of the murder, save for Dame Cataline herself. Hey, Falcon, that photograph doesn't seem right. It looks different to the one we borrowed from Robinio's studio.
I see it too. Our photograph...
Okay, they're literally just throwing it at us.
Our photograph shows Colleen Duhau, Dame Cataline, and Senor Pertois. But Monsieur Robinio's photograph shows Baron Rogiel where Dame Cataline should be standing. If we assume that only one photograph was taken, then this demonstrates that one of the photographs must have been edited in some way. If only we knew someone who was a master painter.
You should just slam that evidence down. Be like, bam! Inconsistency! This whole courtroom is out of order. Case closed.
I can't do that.
Well, I suppose it could be a little more delicate with your words.
No! I can't do that because our evidence was illegally obtained.
Oh. Alright, it seems like birds care about due process, which is more than I could ever say about frickin' Phoenix Wright.
If I were to present it, Monsieur Robinio would ask how we acquired it, and the whole trial could derail. In a worst case scenario, I could lose my legal license, and we'll be arrested for theft.
Oh, well, we don't want that then, do we?
No, we don't. I should tread lightly. Your Honour, I would like to cross-examine a witness.
Very well, the defence may proceed. It's a waste of time if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence.
Oh, Such a statement to question.
Alright, so... the clock has no hands. That is a non-illegal evidence. This, super illegal evidence. Okay, so do I have to question about the photograph? Because the camera's fine, 7 PM is fine. Okay, nothing special about the camera. Let's talk about the photograph because the clock has no hands. That's a pretty big inconsistency.
Let's take a closer look at this photograph. Why is it in black and white?
Well, it's probably because they only have black and white cameras.
I see a mistake! Just to clarify, Monsieur Robinot, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not?
That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies.
That is most curious, because I see a mistake.
A mistake? Impossible. I just told you, monsieur. The camera is perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific?
Certainly! It's right over here! The clock in this photograph, there's something not right about it.
Well, isn't that a bit convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client.
Don't give me that cocky tone, Monsieur Rabington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock. It's a red herring! The photograph clearly shows the clock's hand pointed at 7 and 6.
That much is self-evidence.
Which is most curious because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Crenier has no hands!
But it has no hands.
The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Orgiel or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Robinot, how do you explain this discrepancy?
Well, I forgot my voice. I don't know, there must be some sort of mistake. My camera's flawless.
There is no mistake, monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world.
Maybe there was an error in the printing process?
An error precisely where the clock's hand should be? Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Robinot, edited the photograph!
Edited?
I am no expert, but I suspect you used paint or ink to carefully put hands on the clock. It would have been a simple task considering the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process.
Why? Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing?
Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have been taking place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph suspects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Robinot created a perfect alibi.
Oh, dots.
Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Robinot coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence! Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Robinot.
Fine, you've got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Grenouet? What? No. I've no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs, and yes, that included adding hands to the clock.
You were ordered? By whom?
I dare not say. Monsieur Robinot, I strongly advise you to answer the defence's question. You have pledged to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear. his claws, more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. His claws? Did you hear that, Falcon? That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Robinier, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the ancient regime after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course. I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, messieurs. Ooh, yeah, totally. Yeah, favourite jury. So, the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Kathleen as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant, isn't it?
Don't be dense, Monsieur Rabbington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence.
Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events.
Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were edited too. It's like you had falsely, illegally acquired evidence or something. It's possible that Dame Kathleen was painted out. Like if someone had the original and could point to it. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for.
So what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or that it was Signor Pertois de Miel, perhaps?
I don't think so. The housemaid lacks the means or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Signor Pertois to implicate his own daughter.
Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Orgiel deliberately tried to frame Dame Kathleen? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing.
Monsieur Rabbington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However...
Perhaps I should offer my opinion. Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed. Let us proceed with this witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good. And I trust that the defense has no objections.
No objections here.
Fantastic. But before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Oh, okay. Baron Orgiel, on the night of the... This guy's... It's like Porky Rabbit. The initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenouille left to visit the garden. Dame Kathleen followed behind him moments later. Signor Pertois, Monsieur Robignon, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to find Monsieur Grenouille and Dame Kathleen. That would be when I heard her cry for help. Oh, thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there.
I would like to cross-examine the witness.
Do you doubt my integrity, garçon?
I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron.
Very well, then. Hit me with your best shot. Let us examine with absolute certainty that I, Baron Rogiel, am an honest lion.